grace on the auspicious occasion of your 2020 Vyasapuja. As your grand disciple, I am fortunate to have this opportunity to offer you a heartfelt homage. In these troubled times of Kali Yuga, I'm reminded of your simple yet profound instructions for peace in the world, which you've often repeated in various venues. For example, in a room conversation with John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and George Harrison in London in 1969, you proposed your peace formula as follows, quote, "So I think people should have one scripture, one God, one mantra, and one activity. One God, Krishna, one scripture, Bhagavad Gita, and one mantra, Hare Krishna, and one activity to serve Krishna. That's all. There will be peace. There will be actually peace all over the world," end quote. One scripture, Bhagavad Gita. You've kindly written Bhagavad Gita as it is to present the message of Lord Krishna in his voice, from his perspective, without the slightest adulteration. Your insightful purports bring out the true meaning and profound significance of the verses spoken by Krishna. This masterpiece, widely praised by religious scholars, has been translated into many languages and has been distributed all over the world, making Lord Krishna's philosophy much more accessible to conditioned souls living in the material world. One God, Krishna. You've identified Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with whom we can have a loving relationship by following your example of Krishna consciousness. In identifying Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you've defeated the impersonalism of the East and the atheism of the West. One mantra, Hare Krishna. You've gifted the world with a Maha Mantra, chanted from the lips of a pure devotee. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your sublime chanting was inaugurated in the West at 26 Second Avenue in Tompkins Square Park in New York City in the mid-1960s, and soon spread throughout the U.S. and the world via your tireless traveling and preaching, your audio and video recordings, and the assistance of your dedicated disciples. One activity to serve Krishna. Your perfection is that you're always Krishna conscious, eagerly engaged in performing devotional service for Lord Krishna and encouraging others to follow your example. By reading your books, distributing your books, and applying the knowledge contained in your books, we'll learn how to know Krishna, to love Krishna, and to serve Krishna, and how to bring peace all over the world. Your grateful grand disciple, Radha Ramanadas.
Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine. I will be reading out the Vyasapuja offering of His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj. My dearest and most beloved Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most prostrated obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet on this most auspicious occasion of your 124th Vyasapuja celebration. All glories to you and your mission of delivering the universe. Srila Prabhupada, as I sit to write this year's Vyasapuja offering, I am unable to remain oblivious to the fact that the world outside is gridlocked by an invisible enemy, the coronavirus global pandemic. More than 2 million people have been infected by the virus across the world. As the world is grappling with the pandemic, the full display of the 5 kinds of ajnana vritti, ignorant engagements created by Lord Brahma, have become evident in this virus outbreak. Self-deception, the sense of death, anger after frustration, the sense of false ownership, and the illusory bodily conception or forgetfulness of one's real identity, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.12.2. All of these 5 engagements are universally applicable, and when we are conditioned, no one can escape them. With all of these in full action, the excruciating suffering encompassing the world right now is plain but painful to see. In your morning walks, lectures, and books, you saw the future as utterly predictable in the ways that these ignorant engagements will play out. Now we are observing the fulfillment of your prophetic words about the exploitation of nature, including slaughtering of animals and the consumption of even creatures like bats and rats. The resultant backlash of such animalistic tendencies and atrocities is presenting itself with intense fury. Since I suffer pinched or killed by others, I should not attempt to pinch or kill any other living entity. People do not know that because of killing innocent animals, they themselves will have to suffer severe reactions from material nature. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.15.24 purport. Clearly, we have hopelessly submitted to these ignorant engagements created by the Lord. The onslaught of the virus began being experienced is proof that the conditioned souls have completely misused their independence. Srila Prabhupada, by giving us Srimad Bhagavatam, you have given us insight into the situation we are presently experiencing. We now see and understand how the living entity prefers to misuse his independence and glides down towards nazians. Although the all-merciful Lord first of all tries to protect him from the trap, but when the living entity persists in gliding down to hell, the Lord helps him to forget his real position, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.12.3 purport. At this moment, the world is at its lowest point. It's easy to see the material world as a place of suffering and distress. Instead of realizing that the situation at hand is reminding us to mend our ways and become more Krishna conscious, we continue our forgetful ways. As you would often say, Srila Prabhupada, we have forgotten our real identity and that we are part and parcel of the Lord. Our fear goes beyond the coronavirus. Out of sheer fear, governments in countries across the globe have shut down all non-essential facilities, including temples, the one place where we can seek solace from the entanglement of our material lives. From the 5 ignorant engagements is unfortunately now off limits. People feel as if they are being hunted down by an invisible killer, which has already taken the lives of more than 120,000 people worldwide. In each birth, we have tried to save ourselves, but were left frustrated. I recall you saying, Srila Prabhupada, that our fear is due to not wanting to leave this world of society, friendship, and love. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachar Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata De Satari Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pratayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauri Vijay Namo Namaga Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Go Brahmane Hitaya Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaga Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhakta Vranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'm going to read a offering from Badri Narayan Swami, page number 8. Dear Srila Prabhupada, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine. You told the story of a man who was blind, poverty-stricken and childless. He was given one wish. What to wish for? He had 3 problems and only one remedy. And he was restricted from wishing for unlimited wishes. You said, he wished to see his children from the roof of his palace. Thus, he was granted sight, wealth, and children all in one stroke. As a conditioned soul, I was roaming this world with unlimited desires. I had so many plans and dreams, but none of them delivered the promised results. None of them delivered lasting happiness, peace, or satisfaction. None of them did any real good for the world. As you said in a lecture, not only do we, the conditioned souls, not know the right answers, we don't even know the right questions. In answer to my searching, you have given me the goal, Krishna, along with the ways and means to reach him, pure devotional service. Gajendra prays, I know that persons who are pure devotees and have, by serving the lotus feet of great souls, became freed from all material desires, are always merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss, and as such are always satisfied simply by glorifying your auspicious characteristics. For them, there is nothing else to aspire to or pray for. The wives of Kaliya pray, Dear Lord, the dust of your lotus feet is very wonderful. Any person who is fortunate enough to achieve this dust does not care for heavenly planets, lordship over all the planetary systems, the mystic perfections of yoga, or even liberation from material existence. In other words, anyone who adores the dust of your lotus feet does not care a fig for all other perfectional stages. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.16.37. When you are incorporating your fledgling ISKCON, some suggested that instead of naming it the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, you should use a more universally understood term, the International Society for God Consciousness. But you rejected this suggestion, saying that this was precisely your mission to teach people that Krishna was in fact the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes and the absolute truth. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the absolute truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11. I can never repay you for giving me the vision and understanding that Krishna is present in every atom and in everyone's heart, and simultaneously has his own form, place, and pastimes. Those who understand the inconceivable, impersonal absolute will find that pure transcendence in their hearts. That is not, however, what is in our hearts. In our hearts resides the charming, lotus-faced, lotus-eyed person who wears golden garments and whose complexion is the color of a dark rain cloud. Rupa Goswami's Padyavali, text 77. Let me stay forever under the shelter of your lotus feet and always engaged in Krishna's sublime service. Badrinaran Swami. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes, Prabhu. Am I audible? Okay. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine. Srila Prabhupada, my name is Anand Gauranga Das. I am a part of your ISKCON family associated with the Connecticut congregation under the guidance of your dear disciples, His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhu, Her Grace Jiva Mataji, and His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Srila Prabhupada, I have been associated with your ISKCON family for about 10 years now. I came in touch with devotees through my wife Amrita Keli Devidasi, who was in the movement through a college preaching program in Albany, New York. Ever since I became part of your ISKCON family, I've heard about your glories. When I would hear lectures of other devotees, they would quote you and mention your pastimes. By hearing about you, I learned about your magnanimity and your compassion. Though I understood you by hearing about you, but still I felt that realization of your direct association was not there. However, this year, when I started reading Lilamrita and started hearing your lectures, I was able to realize your direct association. Your lectures are so simple and your Vani is so heartfelt that it pierces the heart immediately. I and my wife, Amrita Kelly Devidasi, also felt your direct association when by mercy of His Grace Pyare Prabhu and Her Grace Jiva Mataji, we got a chance to serve you directly by bringing you to the new temple and washing your clothes. Prabhupada, having realized a glimpse of your personality through serving you and serving your disciples, we feel closer to your ISKCON family than ever before. We thank you very much for this, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us this opportunity and accepting us in your family. We are indebted to you forever. Prabhupada, on this day, when you are most merciful, we beg your forgiveness for the mistakes we have committed and request you to please bless us that we can continue associating and serving devotees under all circumstances and never commit any disrespect to anyone, either in mind or in practice. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you hear me please? Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet on the sacred occasion of your 124th Vyasapuja. All glories to your divine self. Every passing year is deepening my appreciation of your glories. This year found me contemplating on your mercy and compassion flowing through your books. My interactions with you happens only through your books and your direct disciples and followers who are still on this planet. I was not fortunate enough to have any personal physical association with you, but after meeting with many of your disciples, I realized that it doesn't matter so much. Not because no one cares for it, but because you live in this world through your instructions and teachings. I came to know that very select few of your disciples actually had the fortune to serve you personally. Everyone else was inspired by your words and your determination to serve Krishna. I was leading a life of misery, although full of material pleasures, but bereft of any real happiness and bereft of any conception of what real happiness is. Due to some good fortune, I met some devotees at my workplace, and thus I was introduced to ISKCON. It changed my life for good. I still remember the devotees who reached out to me and pulled me out of a life that was covered with material nescience. One night I was thinking about it. I was trying to find out how could I repay to the devotees who helped me and pulled me out of a sad and empty life, but I could find no means to repay them. Then it occurred to me what they told me. They told me about how they were in a similar condition before meeting devotees and how the devotees helped them, so they were pulled out by someone else too. And since then, they try to help others. So the only way to repay them is by helping others come out of a life of material nescience. Actually, there was no need for you, Srila Prabhupada, to go through all the pains that you went through to come to America. You were already perfectly situated and was sure to go back to Krishna. But you were motivated and determined to help other lost souls like me, and thus you went through all the tribulations. You had deep compassion for the lost souls, as I could see by reading your books, and also through your disciples. But more than that, your humility is unparalleled. It was not easy for me to comprehend your humility. A glimpse of your humility can be experienced by what you wrote in the purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 4.12.33. This chapter describes the departure of Dhruv Maharaj to Vaikuntha planets and his concern for his mother. Understanding the concern of Dhruv Maharaj, the two associates from Vaikuntha, Nanda and Sunanda, informed Dhruv Maharaj that his mother is already proceeding towards the Vaikuntha planets. In the purport to verse 4.12.33, you wrote something unimaginable. Here is what you wrote. This incident proves that the Shiksha or Diksha Guru who has a disciple who strongly executes devotional service like Dhruv Maharaj can be carried by the disciple, even though the instructor is not as advanced. Although Suniti was an instructor to Dhruv Maharaj, she could not go to the forest because she was a woman. Nor could she execute austerities and penances as Dhruv Maharaj did. Still, Dhruv Maharaj was able to take his mother with him. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also delivered his atheistic father Hiranyakashipu. The conclusion is that a disciple or an offspring who is a very strong devotee can carry with him to Vaikuntha Loka either his father, mother, or Shiksha or Diksha Guru. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, if I could perfectly deliver even one soul back home, back to Godhead, I would think my mission propagating Krishna consciousness to be successful. The Krishna consciousness movement is spreading now all over the world. And sometimes I think that even though I am crippled in many ways, if one of my disciples becomes as strong as Dhruv Maharaj, then he will be able to carry me with him to Vaikuntha Loka. I could not believe my eyes after reading this. How can a person as exalted as you, Srila Prabhupada, can think that he himself is unable to go to the spiritual world and maybe one of your disciples could carry you? My only prayer to the Supreme Lord is to give me enough strength so that I can serve your mission, Srila Prabhupada. Once while flying from New York to San Francisco, I chanced upon a BBT book, The Science of Self-Realization, and I decided to read it. I was moved just by reading the touching foreword written by Mukunda Maharaj. Mukund Maharaj is one of the fortunate souls who served Srila Prabhupada during the initial days of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in USA. Mukund Maharaj gives a glimpse of the struggles you had to face during your initial days in USA. He describes it very concisely, and it gave me a fair idea of your efforts in trying to establish the movement. I specifically was moved by what Mukund Maharaj wrote towards the conclusion of the foreword. He describes the compassion and your personality, Srila Prabhupada. Here is what he wrote in conclusion. Srila Prabhupada was not just another Oriental scholar, guru, mystic, yoga teacher, or meditation instructor. He was the embodiment of a whole culture, and he implanted that culture in the West. To me and many others, he was first and foremost someone who truly cared, who completely sacrificed his own comfort to work for the good of others. He had no private life, but lived only for others. He taught spiritual science, philosophy, common sense, the arts, languages, the Vedic way of life hygiene, nutrition, medicine, etiquette, family living, farming, social organization, schooling, economics, and many more things to many people. To me, he was a master, a father, and my dearmost friend. I am deeply indebted to Srila Prabhupada, and it is a debt that I shall never be able to repay. But I can at least show some gratitude by joining with his other followers in fulfilling his innermost desire, publishing and distributing his books. I shall never die. Srila Prabhupada once said, I shall live in my books. He passed away from this world on November 14th, 1977, but surely he will live forever. Michael Grant, Mukundadas. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Am I audible, Prabhu? Can you hear me? Okay. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatani. My dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble and heartfelt obeisances on this most auspicious day of your appearance. Your appearance day is my favorite festival of all the festivals we celebrate at our temple. This year we are doing it virtually, and I'm really missing having your darshan in person and offering Pushpanjali. Prabhupada, you are an Acharya of Acharyas. You are the founder Acharya of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. You are Jagat Guru for the next 10,000 years and beyond. Your books are the law books for the next 10,000 years and the last word in scripture. Nowhere are scriptures explained as simply and succinctly as they are in your books. You lead by example. Every word that you have written, you have lived it in your life and actions. You have built a society where the whole world can take shelter. I always knew your position, but His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj has given me new insights to your greatness. In his lectures that I have heard since his departure to the spiritual world, he mentions why you insisted to that we get your title right. Not because you were attached to your position, but but with your long vision, you wanted to secure the movement for future generations. He explained what happened to the Chaitanya Mats after the departure of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. If one Acharya falls in the line, the whole movement will come into disrepute. Foreseeing this, you made sure you remain founder Acharya for the next 10,000 years and beyond. All other gurus are your servants assisting you in your mission. On a personal note, most recently, during the storm and power outage, I felt the love and support of the network of devotees that you have made. Knowing that I live alone and lose water supply along with electricity, many devotees called me. Rajanandani called and said, my husband will come and get you. You should not be staying alone without power. Maltipriya found her way around fallen trees and live wires to get me hot pasta. She knocked on my door to my surprise and said, eat it immediately before it gets cold, for you have no way to heat it. Sevanandini and Manishi called to see if I needed prasad. Damodar Swarup drove me home to collect my things since I didn't have many stuff to me the next day. Anuchinta called to make sure I had groceries and said, do you need anything before the storm? I'm going to the grocery store. The list goes on. I am a very insignificant person in your movement, yet I see the power of and the support of devotees. I've heard many stories of devotees in foreign airports, not even having a common language to communicate, help total strangers with prasad and shelter in their homes just by seeing the kantimalas on their neck. Such is the power of your association. Above all, Prabhupada, you have given me the precious gift of my Guru Maharaj. I will try to distribute your books and read and learn from them to the best of my ability. With gratitude, your aspiring servant, Sudev Priya Devidasi. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada's appearance day ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Please accept my humble obeisances, Srila Prabhupada, and Dandavat to all devotees who are attending this Vyasapuja. Srila Prabhupada, this day, special day, we all your disciples come together and express our gratitude to you. Every day I wake up, I perform all the routine activities as I used to. But I have experienced now some positive changes in my life. With your mercy, and I started realizing in heart to some extent what your mercy really means in this material world. I have heard many times from you, I am not a body, I am not an American, I am not an Indian, etc. I have heard many times from you, there are 4 real problems in material life: birth, death, disease, and old age. Although I heard it many times, I see me being complacent. I see me taking it lightly. I see not taking it seriously. In other words, I see there is no urgency. But as I said, a positive change in this last year, where there I see my heart is now asking or going for and looking for more hearing of the knowledge that you shared on a daily basis. Hearing that knowledge again and again from you as well as from Vaishnavas, I see it is
changing something to some extent in my heart. And that is what I see. I don't know whether how big that inner transformation is, but that constant hearing, continuous hearing, at least is giving me that knowledge that in this path, inner transformation is very important as compared to external transformation. That means wearing devotee clothes or singing nice kirtan, but inner transformation where it helps me to how I can overcome over enemies like lust, anger. So in our current devotee association, Srila Prabhupada, the devotees, when I see them serving selflessly, that has motivated me, because as I said, even though I heard many times that various aspects of devotional service, where devotional service is a selfless, and I know I'm not there yet. But I'm so grateful to the devotee congregation in our ISKCON of Connecticut. When I see the devotees performing that selfless service around me, that's where the actual theory manifests into practicality. I know I'm not a person who really hankering for a highly philosophical knowledge. I always anchor for how it manifests into practicality. And this selfless service is something that I know I'm not there yet, but I'm still trying to improve on a day-to-day basis, exhibiting the selfless service. Now, at the end, I would like to just say one small story that I heard in one of the lecture recently from some other ISKCON speaker. So there's a story of a woman in Mayapur, and she is a devotee of you. I think she's a direct disciple of you, and she is very much into Krishna consciousness. However, her husband was not. Her husband met with an accident and passed away. After losing husband, she was in a very deep grief for first couple of days. She was missing her husband, and then she saw a dream wherein her husband was speaking with her. Her husband said, "You know the place where I am? I see there are two doors. One door where people are just getting pushed and treated badly. And the second door where the people are going inside that door and they feel very happy. More importantly, in front of that door where people are going nicely and being treated, where I see one person standing and who is actually asking those people, come, go inside, come, go inside." He was checking, right? And I find this person same that you are worshipping in the temple at your home. Then that woman said, "Who's that person?" And then the husband said, "I think that person whose photo is there on in the house." And that then woman realized it's the Srila Prabhupada. That story touched me so much, because what I learned from that lecture, we are so conditioned and we do however many like services, like chanting, selfless service. We may go maybe to that door, but we need someone to bring us inside of that door, and that's Srila Prabhupada. So again, this is a story I would like to share, because I'm carrying this story in my heart every day, because when I see you are the only shelter and the father who is guiding me every day. And as I heard in other lecture, that we don't have to do any special thing, just follow the 4 regulative principle and just be connected to your mission and keep serving mission. That's the only thing we need to do. And then I have then full faith that you will take us to the next destination. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Vyasapuja ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All Bhaktarunda ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I can read from the book, Prabhuji, right? Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we got mercy from Prabhupada about 10 years ago, and we are very fortunate to have under the shelter of Prabhupada and doing some bhakti to realize who we are. And we cannot praise Prabhupada in our words, because as we sing in Guru Puja that we cannot pay back to our Guru, who is eternally guiding us to take us go back to our real home, back to Godhead. So I'm gonna read one of the offering from this book. It's by Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Swami. My dear beloved Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances unto the last dust of your lotus feet. All glories to you on this most auspicious day of your Vyasapuja, your birthday. Your whole movement is remembering, glorifying, and worshipping you today as the dear most bona fide representative of Lord Krishna and the disciplic succession. This is that most special moment when your follower rededicate themselves unto you and deepen their surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead under your benevolent guideline. In your letters you often stress that reading your books must be an integral part of your disciples' daily sadhana. In a letter to a disciple, you wrote, your first duty is to read my books. Otherwise, how will you preach? In order to remain steadily fixed in Krishna consciousness, there must be a sound philosophical understanding. Otherwise, it will become only sentiment. Whenever you find time, please read my books. Letter to Satswarup Das Goswami, January 5, 1976. The knowledge that one derives from reading your books makes us convinced to surrender to the Supreme Lord and chant His holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada, you are present in your books, and as you said, I will never die. I will live forever in my books. Whenever we want to have your association, all we have to do is open your books and read them. Out of humility, you also said that you did not write books, but that actually Lord Krishna wrote them, and that you were the medium by which they were recorded. You also said that your purports are your emotional ecstasies. You are the personification of humility as expressed in so many of your letters to your disciples. It is my duty to help you always in that matter of understanding Krishna consciousness, and whatever I am trying to bestow upon you, all is the gift of Lord Krishna directly. I am just doing the work of a bearer. There is nothing of my personal contribution, and I ask all your mercy so that I may be able to distribute Krishna's message as it is without any deviation. That will make Krishna, myself, and all other eternally happy. It is so nice, sublime, and easy to perform. Letter to Himavati, 14 June 1968. I thank you very much for your nice surrounding attitude, and by placing yourself at my disposal, of course. I am using you already in the service of Lord, and personally I cannot utilize your service. So whatever I demand from you, it is for Krishna's sake. Personally, I am a humble servant of Krishna as you are also, but I am deputed to accept your service just to transfer it to Krishna as via mail. I shall try to do this service to you and Krishna throughout my life. And I am so proud to have such assistants as you are to help me in my mission to push on the Krishna consciousness movement. Letter to Dayananda, 1st May 1969. I have received your description of the books sold during 3-day Christmas period, and I am very much pleased upon all of the nice boys and girls who have helped me in this way. I could never have thought it was possible to distribute so many of our literatures. Therefore, I can understand it is simply Krishna's blessings. Krishna is blessing us for your sincere work on his behalf. Actually, that is the secret of my success. Not that personally I have done anything wonderful, but that because those who are helping me are sincere, they have done the work. That is the reason for our success all over the world, where others have failed. A little sincerity is very difficult thing in this age of hypocrisy and bluff. But I am so fortunate that Krishna has sent me all of your nice boys and girls who are all of you nice boys and girls who are sincerely working. Please convey to all of them my deepest appreciation. Letter to Karnadhara, 9 January 1973. Srila Prabhupada, please shower your mercy upon all of us and bless us to continuously follow in your footsteps, so that we may not go astray and get lost in the quagmire of this material existence. Please empower us to become stronger and stronger every day in our practice of devotional service, and thus help others as well as in the process of devotional service. You are our only shelter, life after life, and by your able guidance, many more conditioned souls will be able to cross the ocean of mercy, material suffering, and ultimately rest upon the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundara. I beg to remain your eternal servant. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. I'm here. Okay. I don't have an offering of my own, so I'm going to read one from my Guru Maharaj. Niranjana Swami. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my prostrated obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtacha Desatarane. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Today is the anniversary of your divine appearance in this world. I therefore do not want to miss this opportunity to describe a small drop of the ocean of mercy you have bestowed upon this most wretched and fallen soul. You made your way into my life when I was just under 20 years old. Well, actually, you made your first attempt to pluck me out of this illusory mess when I was 17, but I was just too dull to take notice. It was September 1970, and I was walking into a building at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst to purchase books for my freshman courses. Just by the entrance, one of your followers was sitting at a table with a small display of your literature. I stopped, looked at the display, picked up a booklet, glanced at the cover, took another look at your follower, thought he looked much too strange to take seriously, quickly dropped the booklet back where it came from, and then just continued on as usual. As I had been programmed to live since time immemorial, I had more important books to fill my backpack with. Textbooks on Psychology 101, Computer Science, Calculus, and Chemistry, and a few other books not essential for spiritual life. Later that same day, while walking into the back entrance of my dormitory, I saw this same follower of yours sitting cross-legged on the grass a short distance away. This time he looked even stranger. His eyes were closed, his head was rhythmically bouncing back and forth, and all it looked like to me was that he was talking to himself. I distinctly remember feeling relieved that I hadn't taken him seriously. Little did I know the insidiousness behind that illusory relief I was feeling at the time. Looking back, my life during those college years from 1970 to 1972 can best be described in one word: crazy. Insane. I tried so hard to extract pleasure from the mind, body, and senses. It seemed as if there was nothing I wasn't willing to try. That illusory relief I felt from not answering your first call was very short-lived. Maya held me tightly in her clutches and relentlessly pierced me with her trident of the threefold miseries, but I didn't want to give up her embrace. It was in the autumn of 1972 that I wandered into a bookstore looking for a book on yoga. I'm sure you must know this story quite well. I will therefore not go into all the details. This time, however, you cracked the code of that same program on which I had been operating ever since Maya had captured me so long ago. What happened is that this time, not only did I pick up one of your books once again, but I glanced through it. It was your Bhagavad Gita as it is, and becoming attracted by the illustration of a yogi, I decided to purchase the book and take it with me. That same day, I started reading it, and I continued to do so every evening after returning from work. I had doubts about what I was reading, but there was something in it all that started to convince me you were telling me the truth. Nobody had ever told me the truth the way you spoke it to me. It resonated in my heart. It shook my deep-rooted misconceptions of life to the core, and it gave me a strong sense of purpose for living, something about which I had seriously been asking myself again and again. What is my purpose for living? Finally, you appeared in my life to answer this and so many of my other unanswered questions. Not long thereafter, I left my external attachments behind and began offering myself to you more and more in your service. Those times were bittersweet. Bitter because I realized that in my heart I was still clinging to the attachments I had left behind. But sweet because you were there to reconfirm again and again in my heart that you would also be there to help me if I would remember to and depend on your disciples, on your instructions. I continued to serve in the association of your disciples, and shortly thereafter, in the letter dated May 27, 1974, you accepted me as your disciple, gave me the name Niranjana Das, and instructed my temple president Trey Prabhu. Keep him carefully now. Krishna consciousness means to create ideal men, so you must set the example in following the rules and chanting Hare Krishna mantra and see that the others are doing it also. These words, keep him carefully now, never cease to amaze me. Such an inconceivable blessing to know that you even wanted me to be kept carefully. What an unimaginable good fortune. These words continue to give me great hope. They mean that not only then, but now and on into the never-ending future, you must have some use for this fallen and incognizant jiva. Otherwise, why would you want me to be kept carefully? These thoughts have become and remain a fundamental purpose for my living and serving, while patiently waiting for the time when you will call me to your lotus feet once again, wherever you are, and for whatever reason you wanted me to be kept carefully for some future service. On this most auspicious day of your divine appearance, I thank you again and again for your unlimited care for me. Thank you for the holy name emanating from your lotus lips, from your books, from your lectures, for your bhajans, for your instructions, for calling Sri Sri Radha Gopi Vallabha to manifest themselves before us, for your movement, for establishing temples and deities in the holy dhams, for my god brothers and god sisters, who always remind me about my eternal debt to you, and for your grand disciples and future followers, about whom you also very much care. I also thank you for transparently connecting me to all of our previous acharyas, whose sublime teachings nourish me in my efforts to please you. Your eternal debtor, always at your lotus feet, Niranjana Swami.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे Dear Srila Prabhupada, I just want to describe from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 22, 78 to 80 verses, where, there is a translation of 26 characteristics of Krishna's pure devotees are described. He is very kind to everyone. He does not make anyone his enemy. He is truthful. He is equal to everyone. No one can find any fault in him. He is magnanimous. He is mild. He is always clean. He is without possessions. He works for everyone's benefit. He is very peaceful. He is always surrendered to Krishna. He has no material desires. He is very meek. He is steady. He controls his senses. He does not eat more than required. He is not influenced by Lord's illusory energy. He offers respect to everyone. He does not desire any respect for himself. He is very grave. He is merciful. He is friendly. He is poetic. He is expert. He is silent. Srila Prabhupada, you have all the above qualities, and it is very difficult to understand how you have connected and related to each one of us. Simply amazing, and it is inconceivable to understand how mystic and empowered you are. You are so perfect in every aspect of your dealings with devotees or karmis or with anyone for that matter. From Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 21st verse, Titikshasva karunika suhudra sarva dehinam ajata satrava shanta sadava sadhu bhushana. The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. So, Prabhupada, in this purport, you have described the symptoms of sadhu, a devotee of Lord. Nature is being described here. He is so concerned to enlighten the people in devotional service. Here in this purport, the most important point, which was like a very touched my heart, is that he is not satisfied with his own liberation. He always thinks about others. He is the most compassionate personality towards all the fallen souls. So from the Shastras, we see that how a spiritual master, how you have come and to to uplift all of us. I see how Srila Prabhupada, you have entered my life. You have shown me how to live a purposeful life. It is just a great journey on this path of spiritualizing my existence. If it was not Srila Prabhupada, your mercy or Lord's mercy, I would have been caught in this loop of sense gratification, wasting my rare opportunity of being born as a human being. I would have also wasted my life. Others who are ignorant of the purpose of their life. I also understand how we can never be happy, as miseries are there on every step. We are busy solving our problems of life, but it is never ending, except taking shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead and your sweet lotus feet. We see many people live their lives without any purpose. So we see that coming in your contact through your books, lectures, or devotee association, I have found the true essence of meaning to my life. I am grateful to you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving this opportunity for me to come close to your lotus feet and take shelter of your lotus feet and surrender unto you. It is very difficult for anyone to accept spiritual path, but Srila Prabhupada, you have shown by your example how one can take up this Krishna consciousness in any circumstances. Irrespective of any species, you have showered your mercy upon humans, ants, insects, animals, etc. And Prabhupada, just how merciful you are that you took so much pain and gave us this beautiful gift to humanity, which is not perishable by the time. You have started this movement in New York and attracted hundreds and thousands of hippies and turned them into happies. Srila Prabhupada, the quality of tolerance is so prominent in your personality, is that you have tolerated the losses in business, family being not supportive, still you have not left this path and took so much pain, came to America, and at Butler's, at Sandy's home, you have tolerated their meat eating and misbehavior in Bowery. There are so many incidents which speaks volumes for your tolerance, mercy, and friendly nature. You never had any enemies. You are friendly with all beings. For you, everyone was equal, irrespective of their qualifications, knowledge, birth. You have loved everyone equally. I personally see that you have given me so much love, guidance through your books, lectures, and association. I regret that I'm not taking full advantage of it. On this auspicious occasion, I beg at your lotus feet to keep me under your shelter. Grant me to be a speck of dust at your lotus feet. For me, you are easily approachable, as you are most merciful and compassionate in nature. And I feel comfort resting my head at your lotus feet. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada, for giving me this opportunity to offer myself at your divine lotus feet. Your granddaughter, Shuddha Bhakti Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru. Can you hear me? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. My obeisance to His Grace Pyari Prabhu and Shiva Mataji. By grace of Srila Prabhupada, our family is fortunate to be under your merciful shelter. I am reading this offering only for my purification and to sincerely seek mercy from my spiritual grandfather Srila Prabhupada. As grandfathers are very loving towards their grandsons, with that same relation, I touch your lotus feet and would like to share few of my experiences I went through of my Param Guru Srila Prabhupada's grace on me and my family. I was in India for 4.5 months, and my experience with my dear late mother in hospital
made me realize Srila Prabhupada's greatness and his grace on us in every difficult situation. In February, when I went to India, I noticed in few days of staying in hospital with my mother that her physical and mental both were not good. Emotionally, she was broken down with the fear of death, and she was also revealing some inauspicious signs like seeing buffaloes and others, so which were not good. I immediately understood and started talking to her about Prabhupada's stories and what he was doing at his last stage, as it was very difficult during the last moment of your life, because you are hardly able to turn, all your motor skill are completely gone or broken down. So if you want to take a small turn, then also it is like a big effort. So it was very difficult. It was getting very difficult for my mother. Emotionally, she was broken down with the fear of death, and she was really, and this was going on for few days. So I immediately started sharing all Prabhupada's books, and he was still. I shared one incident with my mother that when Prabhupada was at his last stage, he was translating his book. He was preaching, and with that love, I placed Bhagavad Gita on one side of her bed, close to her head, and Bhagavatam on other side of the bed, so that she could see Prabhupada's books on both sides. So I also put back her Kanti Mala, which doctors have removed because of radiation and chemotherapy. So I put it back. This completely changed her thoughts, and slowly, in day or two, all the inauspicious sign which she was revealing went away, and she was back to normal. Not physically, but emotionally. She was back, and her conscious was back, and she was very strong, and her face was glowing. Outer bodily there, but she was calm, and we used to have some of great conversation at 2 a.m. in the night. When I used to say Bangar Kusu in Kannada, and in English it is translated as golden baby, say Hare Krishna after me, and with her sweet smile and her voice, she used to read out Hare Krishna mantra after me. So that was one of the mercy that I was able to realize Srila Prabhupada. I noticed that once I distributed one box of Bhagavad Gita when she was alive in hospital. So I distributed one box of Bhagavad Gita. On the same day as one box of Kannada Bhagavad Gita to few of my relatives and friends. The same day, my sister called me up and said that today, instead of, she ate properly. Every day she was eating only 3 spoons of soup, but instead of that she took a little bit more. So that was one thing, like on bodily level also we see the impact of distributing Bhagavad Gita. So this is the power of your books. She died of a glorious that drinking Charanamrit, and she heard Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan at her last moment, and all her kids were with her. And I also told her that if she ever wants to take birth, then she should be in Prabhupada's movement, and showed her Prabhupada's picture from Bhagavad Gita. My father one time said that it was my mother's honesty that she died on Mohini Ekadashi and got association of Prabhupada's grace, as well as all her kids were with her. This journey of life, everyone needs to walk alone and carry their own load of karma, and no one
no one can help except your mercy. Prabhupada, for giving me that realization. I also desire, dear grandfather, Srila Prabhupada, please forgive me for all my offenses. And on my death also, I can get the association of your book and your grace. I'm grateful to my dear wife, Madhuri Kishori, who gave her ATM card to me for all the, so that all the expenses can be taken care, and also pushed me to go to India, as my sisters have shared the real situation to her about my mother, my sister Jayashri and Radha, my relatives, and all my friends, especially Vallabhi Gopi Mataji, for reading whole Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 for her. They all stood by me in all difficult times. My only request to you, dear Srila Prabhupada, when my death comes, you please be merciful unto me, and forgive my offenses, and keep me and give me your grace always. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Just give me a minute. Hare Krishna. I'm going to read the offerings of Guru Maharaj Radhanath Swami. Namao Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my life and please accept my life as your humble servant. In your compassion to all the world, you have opened the doors to the unborn and undying nature of the soul. You revealed that the living force within us is forever a loving servant of Supreme, all beautiful, all merciful, and all loving personality of Godhead. Just prior to Kali Yuga, Krishna descended to attract our hearts into the pastimes of Vrindavan. Out of infinite kindness, he came again as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste and distribute aesthetic spiritual love through the Sankirtan movement. In doing so, he showed us the simplest way to reach the most intimate level of liberation. But the darkness of Kali hid these blessings from the world. Then, Srila Prabhupada, you came to be the light of Mahaprabhu's mercy, shine through the world and dispel the darkness of material suffering. While the people were obsessed with finding solutions to their endless problems, you spoke the simple truth that the real problems are birth, old age, disease, and death. Repeatedly, you warned us of the nature of the material world, where suffering and the death are inevitable. With the coming of the coronavirus, the world is now on its knees in fear, confusion, and despair. This is but a glimpse of what will come in the Kali Yuga. But Srila Prabhupada, you enlightened us with an eternal truth where Krishna's love and share with Krishna's love and endless joy are forever awaiting. Every situation is an opportunity to seek shelter in God's grace and share His mercy among devotees. In the spirit, as a devotional community, we have the chance to share the treasure of bhakti with the world. As the embodiment of Krishna's divine grace, you pleaded with us to rise above petty differences and distractions and unite to receive and distribute Lord Chaitanya's mercy. In your compassion for all beings, You taught us the purest meaning of love. You entrusted us with the holy names, a medicine that can immunize all of us from the pandemic of ignorance and all of its subsequent sufferings. You open the gates to the spiritual world, which is seated in our own hearts, where Sri Radha Gopinath will smile upon us and welcome us home. I pray, Srila Prabhupada, that you will please help me overcome my seemingly endless pathetic weaknesses so that my every heartbeat may be an offering of love and gratitude to you, an aspiring servant of your servants, Radhanath Swami. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Some of our Sunday school children will read their Vyasapuja offering to Srila Prabhupada now. First is Kirti Shri.
First, I wanted to wish everybody a happy Vyasapuja. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to your lotus feet. First of all, I am very grateful to you and the Guru Parampara and ISKCON family for giving me this opportunity to make a Vyasapuja offering. Dear Prabhupada, I think you're so persistent. You never gave up when you had hard times in America. Dear Prabhupada, you have given a lot of people new lives. You have given us a big treasure that is the holy name. Dear Prabhupada, your lectures and books are relishing. Prabhupada, you have made this world a better place by starting ISKCON. It has changed a lot of people's lives. Prabhupada, your chanting is so relishing. Lastly, I would like to end with a poem that I made for Srila Prabhupada. As a lotus flower takes time to bloom, you first study Maya's gloom, and then to our knowledge knife, Srila Prabhupada, you gave us a new life. Happy Vyasapuja to all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Kirti. Next is Madan Mohan.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachamine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtata Deshatavini. Dear and respected Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. I'm happy and grateful towards an offering on your 124th Appearance Day. In our Sunday school, we have been studying Bhagavad Gita systematically. We finished chapter 1 and have started chapter 2 now. One of the lessons that I learned was the importance of disciplined succession. I am grateful that we have you as a bona fide spiritual master, coming in the teaching us about Bhagavad Gita. I also like learning about so many important qualities that are so useful in my life as a devotee, son, student, brother, and friend. I like about compassion and forgiveness, dealing with fear and frustration. I also learned that self gratification is not good, and I have to be satisfied with what I have been given. I also learned about the importance of family tradition and child protection in chapter 1. I had so much fun learning about the different personalities in Mahabharata. Finally, I am grateful to have the association of the other devotee children in our Connecticut temple congregation. I wish I had met you, Srila Prabhupada, but I am grateful to have the association of Pari Mohan Thakur, who is your disciple. Please bless me so I can go out as a nice devotee and serve everyone. Thank you, Madan Mohan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madan Mohan. Next, we have Chaitanya.
Om Adhyanatimidandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunvaltam Yena Tasmat Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada. I offer my respectful obeisances unto your feet. I respect all the gurus in our Guru Parampara. I adore your pastimes a lot. One of my favorite pastimes is when you play and give prasadam to the kids. I also love your bhajan singing. It's nice, smooth, and it sounds very well. Your voice sounds very nice. I wish I was born then to help you spread to help you with your mission. One thing that you have sent me is your association of your disciples. I get association from your disciple Pyari Mohan Prabhu, who's this Connecticut Temple president now. And I also am trying to distribute a lot of your books. I successfully distributed one Bhagavatam set, a few Bhagavad Gitas, and some Krishna books. And I like to do Harinam Sankirtanam on harmonium and mridanga. Srila Prabhupada, please bless me that I can carry on your mission with helping Sri Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Next is Radhika.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada. Dandavat Pranam. You are the best Acharya night, good and great devotee of Krishna. Please bless me to preach all over the world with my family like you did. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Radhika. Next is Shri.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to you, Prabhupada, for your hard work for revealing the matchless and most valuable treasure of Krishna consciousness. I especially love your books. I always forget how much time I read your books. I also love the analogies you give in your purports, like fish out of water, the frog in the well, and the jewel on the head of a serpent. These analogies are helping me so much in understanding the context of the purport. Thank you, Prabhupada, for teaching the way of how to worship the deities. I love to dress and decorate the lordships. Please bless me, Prabhupada, so that I can be an instrument in preaching Krishna consciousness. Your servant, Shri.
Thank you so much, Shri. Next, we have Advika. Thank you so much, Advika. That's all we have from our Sunday school children. Wish you all a happy Vyasapuja. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji needs 2 minutes. Yes, it's I think
Okay,
it's up.
then,
Just 2 minutes.
then I'll wait.
Just, he said 2 minutes, so just wait for 2 minutes before giving. Thank you. Just one more minute. He's about to start.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me? Haribol? Okay, so I'm going to read the offering. I just got to get closer to the mic so that you could still see Srila Prabhupada and you could still hear me. First of all, I'd like to say that I was outside working here, trying to get things set up. Jiva is, she's not going to be able to read anything, but this offering was from both myself and Jiva. We both wrote it together, although I think I wrote most of it. Okay. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances, all glories to your divine lotus feet. Hey Guru Jnana Dadina Bandho, Swananda Datta Karunaika Sindo, Vrindavana Sina Hitavatara, Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me, as quoted in the Pancharatra Pradipa. We would like to first thank Lord Krishna for sending you, Srila Prabhupada, to this material world to help us fallen conditioned souls go back home, back to Godhead. Although it was just a moment for Lord Krishna in the spiritual world, it was a lifetime for you on this planet. Being with Krishna in the spiritual him during your lifetime here in this material world may not have been any different for you because your consciousness is always in Vrindavan. But it made a world of difference for millions of souls on this earthly planet. While you were in this land of death, Martyaloka, you changed the lives of many souls who surrendered to you and gave them eternal life. You trained them to teach others this same message and left many volumes of books to keep them from going too far astray. You were not only completely pure, but also most intelligent and foresighted. Therefore, you trained both men and women to preach and manage the Hare Krishna movement, to perpetuate souls going back home to the spiritual world, free from this Martyaloka place of death. We don't know if Lord Krishna asked you to come here, or if you asked Krishna if you can come to perform this service for his pleasure. In either case, we thank you for coming, and we thank Lord Krishna for allowing you to come. Without your mercy, there would be little hope for mankind. We would also like to thank your Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada, for the instructions he gave you to preach to the English-speaking people. And if you ever get money, print books. Just by following those two instructions, you have changed the world. We believe Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was able to foresee that you would be the one to spread the holy name to every town and village. He prepared you for that mission in the short time you associated with him. He groomed, instructed, and befriended you to take on this seemingly impossible task of spreading Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking people. You went above and beyond this instruction by spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world in many languages with the help of those you inspired. Now your books are printed and distributed in over 85 languages. Krishna consciousness is still spreading more and more by the books you wrote and by imbibing in your disciples and grand disciples the importance of reading, studying, and distributing your books. We pray that we may follow your instructions as you have followed Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's instructions. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for seemingly leaving your blissful pastimes with Lord Krishna in the spiritual world and coming to this abominable place of birth, death, disease, and old age to please the Lord, blissful name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thank you for not being afraid to come to such a horrible place. You are accurately named Abhay Charanaravinda, fearless, having taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. Please help us to serve you sincerely with enthusiasm and patience, for by serving you, we are serving the entire Parampara and Lord Krishna and engaging in the highest welfare activity in the whole world. Thank you for giving us a life worth living. Your humble servants at ISKCON, Glastonbury, Connecticut, USA. Hare Krishna. So that's the offering from both myself and Jiva.
Hare Krishna, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Many of you have been speaking, and I see a common thread. Everyone speaks of Srila Prabhupada's humility And actually, it was his immense humility that attracted me to Srila Prabhupada. I was only 20 years old when his disciple Dhira Das introduced me to his movement. And unfortunately, before I could get to know him better, he left this planet. But it was only fitting that I take initiation from his disciples, because it is a safer position to be a servant of the servant of Krishna, dasa anudasa anudasa. So here is my offering, Srila Prabhupada. My dear Srila Prabhupada, I'm lately, and thinking about you as old age is creeping upon me, and reflections on that final exam often flash before my eyes. I remember you're saying to your young disciples, don't think this won't happen to you, as you taught us the temporary nature of this material world. Because you served Krishna and your Guru Maharaj so well, you often said that you always felt their presence with you and never felt separated from them. I wish I could say that, but that is not the case. I feel I'm always falling short of serving Krishna and his servants and my gurus. I feel I wasted my whole life just trying to get through this hard struggle of material existence, with material attachments to family and friends, and not in devotional service of Krishna and his servants. Still, your generals and our ISKCON Bhaktavrinda have helped encourage me to do a little service and stay within the great ship and crew of ISKCON that you are always, and even today, inspiring and guiding forward. We have lost the physical presence of many of your great generals, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, Sridhar Swami Maharaj, Yamuna Devi, and many, many more, and more recently, our beloved Bhakti Chara Maharaj. At times, it seems like, how will we move forward without them? But your other generals have always pushed the movement forward and carried on your marching orders. Like Lord Chaitanya and you predicted, there are many more younger and younger generals coming forward and taking up the charge of expanding this movement. So many young and wonderful scholars are rising up all over ISKCON, studying your books and diving deeply into the philosophy you so painstakingly worked at imparting to the world. As you must know, we are in the middle of a worldwide event, the likes of which we have not seen in over a century. A pandemic that is driving the whole of ISKCON into a soul-searching internal reflection. Just as you said, utility is the principle. This unfortunate circumstance is being used with modern technologies to virtually spread your books and its contents in talks and events that can be heard by everyone all around the world, spreading the shining light of knowledge right into everyone's hearts and homes without them even having to leave it. Many homes are in the midst of this calamity that has stricken the world. We are all hearing wonderful Krishna Katha from your Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other books such as Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Ishopanishads, and so many others. It is amazing to be able to connect with your disciples and grand disciples all the way from Mayapur, India, from London, England, from West Coast to the East Coast of the USA. Our very own Pyari Prabhu Jiva Mataji, and your wonderful and dedicated Bhakta Vrinda from right here in Connecticut. It's truly astounding that we are spanning the globe on a weekly basis in hearing from your books. Just as you use the tape recorders and film reels and dictaphone technologies of the day so usefully in the service of Krishna, your disciples and grand disciples are still doing that with these modern technologies to bring the Aarti service, Kirtan, and wonderful spiritual talks and conversations to every home. Your disciples and grand disciples are proving there is no material impediment to spiritual progress. In spite of this difficult situation, they are continuing their wonderful service of garland making, deities dress sewing, making sweet preps and prasadam distribution, of dropping it at everyone's doorsteps, and wonderful Krishna Katha broadcasts, and most of all, your great-grandchildren. Your great-grandchildren disciples are surpassing them all with their sweet singing, acting, chanting, storytelling, and a philosophical depth beyond their years. Finally, as our ever well-wisher, we, your disciples, grand disciples, and great-grand disciples, pray for your everlasting mercy upon us and the strength to continue your mission in whatever small way we can, and somehow always continue to serve you, your servants, and Krishna more and evermore, eternally in your service, along with your servants of ISKCON, Connecticut, your humble servant, Geetamala Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? All right. So I'm not able to hear you properly, so please let me know. All right. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you, everyone, for allowing me to offer my thoughts for Prabhupada's appearance day, such an auspicious day for us, for my family, and what we stand for. I'm not known for writing my thoughts. I'm going to wing it, but I hope it comes out the way it should be. So who's Prabhupada for me, for us, for my family, and what we have done in our lives? Hard to put in words, definitely not possible to summarize in 5 minutes, but anyways, I'm going to attempt. When I started coming to ISKCON, very initial stages, I was a little bit surprised to see a deity of Prabhupada sitting and why many people were bowing down and giving so much respect. I couldn't comprehend why this is happening. But as a period of time over the years, as I have come to understand what ISKCON is, what Prabhupada did for all of us, now it may all make sense. So Prabhupada and all the qualified Vaishnavas have done a great job for us, the newcomers, this generation, to come into ISKCON and build such a beautiful foundation. I wanted to emphasize on the point of what Prabhupada did, not only from the spiritual perspective, for people like me who was a little bit still inclined, not just the spiritual side, also on the professional side. So my focus today is a little bit to emphasize what Prabhupada's teachings did for me professionally. I'm impressed by Prabhupada's ISKCON, what he built, just 12 years around the world. If this would have been a business case, there's no words to explain how one can achieve, a human being, in 12 years, establish a temple almost across every country around the world, and not only encourage people who are outcasted of the country or outcasted of the society in the main society, main course of the society, and bring them in integral part of the society. And his organizational structure, phenomenal organizational structure he built around him. He empowered his disciples, empowered people around him to build ISKCON what it is today. Not only he empowered, he gave the tools, the guidance, and that's what I'm impressed. I'm extremely impressed with what a 70-plus-year-old gentleman came from India, hardly knew the culture of the West, but established such a huge organization, which is not only helping many decades post his departure, people like us who are new to Krishna consciousness, especially this dark time, it's a pandemic, and everyone is in despair. I think this is just phenomenal. So this is all I wanted to convey from my side. There's a lot more to be said about, but Prabhupada not only played an important role for me in my spiritual life, but also in my professional life, to make me as a devotee, and also in the leadership positions, to empower, take the initiatives guided by Krishna consciousness, guided by the processes Prabhupada established, and that is helping me. I wish all the best to everyone. And thank you, Prabhupada, for all you did for us. Hare Krishna.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Share screen.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Free, right? Next?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, he's ready? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Mataji.
Yeah, can you see the screen, Prabhu?
Yes. If Srila Prabhupada had not come, what would have happened? How could we have passed our lives? Who else would have distributed the unlimited mercy of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga all over the world? Which other compassionate person would have endeavored to deliver the miscreants, sinful, impersonalistic, voidistic people in the West? Who else would have come to distribute Harinam to them? Who else would have come forward to transfer them into civilized beings? Who else would have taught them how to worship the deity form of Lord Hari day and night with Arti, Kirtana, and how to conduct Rath Yatra and other grand festivals?
Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita contain the essence of the nectarian mellows of love of Godhead. Who else would have explained these scriptures so clearly and beautifully? Who else would have tolerated our difficulties and distributed Harinama with a pleasant heart? Who would have given us the dhamas such as Mayapur, Vrindavan, and Jagannath Puri? The teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu constitute the greatest and most auspicious treasure. Who else would have engaged us in constantly practicing and preaching it? Shri Nitai Gaura are desiratories of love of Godhead, desiring a drop of their mercy. Jayapataka's heart incessantly takes shelter of your divine grace.
Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ye jivana bahita kise. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ye jivana bahita kise. Nitai Gorera apara karuna kedita shakala deshe.
Nitai Gaurera apara karuna kedita sakala dese.
यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे की होय तो ये जीवन बाहिता किसे पश्चतेरा यथा पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी
पश्चतेरा यथा पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी
तदेव उदार करिबारे मना हेन कुंदोया निधि
तदेरा उदारा करिबारे मना हेन कुंदोया निधि
यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे की होय तो ये जीवन बाहिता किसे तदेरा निकटे कौन जानासी बिलाय तहारी नाम
तदेरा निकटे कौन जानासी बिलाए तहारी नाम
तदेरा निकटे कौन जानासी बिलाय तहारी नाम
तदेरा निकटे कौन जानासी बिलाए तहारी नाम
सभ्य जीव रूपे कदित तदेरा के हता गुयान
सभ्य जीव रूपे गदित तदेरा के हता गुयान
यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे की होय तो ये जीवन बाहिता किसे देशी देशी हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने
देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने
यत जात्रादि महोत्सव सभा सिखायता कौन जाने
यत यात्रादि महोत्सव सभा सिखायता कौन जाने
यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे की होय तो ये जीवन बाहिता किसे गीता भगवत चैतन्य चरित प्रेमामृत रसासार
गीता भगवत चैतन्य चरित प्रेमामृत रसासारा
कथन सुंदर सरल करिया के बुझाय तारा
कथन सुंदर सरल करिया के बुझाय तारा
यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे की होय तो ये जीवन बाहिता किसे कत कष्ट सही प्रीतमाने रही केवदित हरि नाम
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 खेदित मोदेरा पुरी वृंदावन मायापुर मातोदा
Khedita Modera Puri Vrindavan Mayapur Matadha Prabhupada na hoy to tabe ki hoy to ye jivana bahita kise Parama Mangala Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhura Shikshadana 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 Achare prachare sadamadere ke karitani yojana Achare prachare sada amadere ke karitani yojana Yadi Prabhupada na hoy to tabe ki hoy to ye jivana bahita kise Prema kalpataru Nitai gaurera Prema kalpataru Nitai gaurera Kripa kanala bibare Prema kalpataru Nitai gaurera Kripa kanala bibare Niyavada jaya pataka hridaya Tomare sharanakare Niravadhi jaya pataka hridaya Tomare sharanakare Niravada jaya pataka hridaya Tomara sharanakare Niravada pataka hridaya Tomare sharanakare Yadi Prabhupada hoy to tabe ki hoy to ye jivana bahita kise Yadi Prabhupada hoy to tabe ki hoy to ye jivana bahita kise Hare Krishna Gosh to Srila Prabhupada ki jai
Hare Krishna Mataji, we are bringing Prabhupada out in a minute. Return so that they can see Prabhupada. Well, they can see Prabhupada and then you can...
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His appearance day ki jai.
Hare Krishna, everyone. We're going to bring Prabhupada outside now, and we're going to start the Pushpanjali prayers. And this camera will go out after that, and then we have another camera just outside for the Pushpanjali, so you can participate. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, after that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Oh, can we just say two people? I think in the shade, okay, just two and two and two, two.
Okay, so if everyone can repeat after me, please let that go. Is that from the phone?
Some phone is on, yeah, you can turn it off.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Shalakaya Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Chaitanya Manobhistam Yena Bhutale Swayam Akadamayam Dati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Advitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Kamvitamscha Nama Vishnu Daya Krishna
Vedanta Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani
Vishesha Shunyavadi Satarane Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Staya Bhutale Mate Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Iti Namane Manavi Jaya Ataye Krishna Sambandha Jnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryodrala Premadya Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Gauravani Vimurtaye Dinatarane Manuka Veruda Vasidanta Santa Harine Namo Varkashoraya Sakshat Varagya Mortaye Vipalamba Rasambode Madambujaya Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Guru Shakti Swarupaya Upanuga Varayate Kauravya Baba Umeshvam Yadeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Savabhoma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Pancha Kalpa Rubhyascha Sindhu Priyevacha Patitanam Avanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Maha Padanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gora Nishe Namaha Pancha Atvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Mango Mama Manda Matyagati Matsavasva Dambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vitaranya Kalpa Rumada Srimad Ratnagara Simhasana Sto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Vastalivi Sevyamano Bhavami Sriman Rasa Rasarampi Vamsi Vata Tatastita Harshan Venu Svaniya Gopi Shriye Stuna Tapta Kanchana Aurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Radha Devasadi Gaura Govinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Pushpanjali 6 feet. Try to be quicker too.
No, yeah, you have to go much now. Everybody has to do for this month. Yeah.
Pushpanjali. Now you're giving enough for one time? Yes. Okay. You should say Pushpanjali when you want. We have to do it 3 times. A good example of how to do it. Nice and quick.
Yeah.
Pushpanjali. So put the flowers. We got it.
No, please. Can't follow everyone.
Once you go around once, don't go around again. Jai Srila Prabhupada. You should say Pushpanjali. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Pushpanjali. In the distance, please, one rep.
I didn't use so much power. A little faster the second time you've had practice, so you should be able to. Yeah, awful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Everyone. Second time you're done, right?
I'm cheating now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pushpanjali. Yes, no, I can't.
I will come. Now, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada Vyasapuja Festival Jai. Prabhupada Vyasapuja Festival Jai. Samsara Savana
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Sri Bhate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami
अन्यकाशी पूर्वग्रह शीलकालाये तो न सिंहा परतो न सिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो न सिंहो तेन सिंह हृदये सिंह नरसिंहामतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव कर कमलवरे नकाम अद्भुत सिंह ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे सिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय जय
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
हरे 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 रामा Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
जय प्रभुपाद पतित पावन जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
One by one. Yes. Oh. इसको इधर चना करके बंद करना अब we're going to make an announcement now, so we're going to give sponsor back and then we can make them tell us we're going to Prashad. Did we start or wait?
Hare Krishna, there will be some announcements now, so please stay with us.
Okay, we'll start. Prabhu, yes, we can start reading the name. Come on.
Can start reading the name?
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu. Yeah, go to the board. Yeah, you're gonna follow.
Hare Krishna. Turn on the mic. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Krishna needed Prabhu's service. So now I'll read out the names of the sponsors. Rasaraj Prabhu and Sevanandani Mataji family. Hari Bol! Madhav Gopal Prabhu, Rasaraj Prabhu can connect the bag, right? Yeah. Someone can write in the phone. Hari Bol!
Anyone have a pen? Pencil?
I'm writing on my phone. If you don't mind. Yeah, that's all. Dulal Krishna Prabhu and Tarani Radhika Mataji family. Hari Bol! You want it?
I was going to give it to Pyari Prabhu. Give it to you. Take it, and I won't give it. So you're paying this.
Today, Priya Mataji and family. Hari Bol! Priya Mataji is not here. Okay, Priya Mataji can collect. I can bring that. If someone tells you that
I got it safe.
Vyasapuja. Priya Mataji, Madhav Gopal Prabhu and family. Hari Bol! Anand Gauranga Prabhu, Amritkali Mataji and family.
He's inside, so I'll save the bag. I'll give it to you.
Amisha, Rajni and Veena Patel family. Amisha, Rajni and Veena Patel family.
Okay, where is the Dulal Krishna Prabhu?
Dulal Krishna Prabhu, you want to collect on behalf of Amisha, Rajni and Veena Patel family.
Prabhu, he's taking the bag.
Show it again, Prabhu. Chinnaya Prabhu and Anu Chinta Mataji family. Hari Bol! Madhav Gopal Prabhu is collecting on us. Geeta and Jagdish Shah family. Hari Bol! Geeta and Jagdish Shah family.
Hari Bol! Bring that. Oh, okay. Mark the bags that we're taking. Anybody's taking, mark that. Okay?
Yes. Okay, so we'll preserve the bag for Geeta and Jagdish Shah family. Geeta Mala Mataji and family. Hari Bol! We will keep the bag for Geeta Mala Mataji. Janvarani Mataji, Janak Prabhu and family. Hari Bol! Rajnandini Mataji, Madhav Kanta Prabhu and family. Hari Bol! Okay. And, Janvarani Mataji and family. Janvarani Mataji and family. Okay. Hari Bol! And Brajnandini Mataji is inside, right? Hari Bol! Nimisha Mataji, Ankur Prabhu and family. Hari Bol! Ankur Prabhu is here.
Yeah, so you keep it somewhere because they're getting mixed up now already.
Okay, next Raga Sindhu Prabhu and Vallabhi Gopi Mataji family. Hari Bol. Tirthapat Prabhu can collect, right? Okay.
While everybody's discussing whatever they're discussing, I'd just like to say I think this is like the first kirtan we had in a very long time. So Srila Prabhupada is ultimately the cause of this kirtan and so many other kirtans. We started the first kirtans, which caused by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. And now for a long time, no kirtans, or at least the online ones, which are not exactly the same, but by Prabhupada's mercy, we got to again join together and have a kirtan. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, just as long as the weather permitting, I think it's good. We should do that. What day is good? Saturday? Saturday.
Okay.
Fine with me.
So Friday evening. Maybe Saturday morning, too. Evening would be like a little less hot.
Friday would be, it gets dark like at 7:30.
It's no office and all. I think Saturday is better.
Also running like smaller. Right. Well, we're going to have another one actually on Saturday. First Saturday of next month, right? And then we have to set up one for October. In October, they do a big marathon, thousands of people, and they run right by.
Yes.
You used to have kids?
Yes, I have that.
Really, really nice.
Yes. We used to distribute water as well and do kirtan.
That's on the Saturday.
Yes.
If they're doing that in October again, I don't know if they're going to run. COVID-19 marathon shot. But if they are,
we can do it outside. Prabhuji, who else? After game? वहीं कर लो फिर तो कहीं है. Yes, once he's done. We have more names.
We'll resume with the sponsor name announcement. Satyendra Prabhu, Preeti Mataji and Dash family. Prabhuji, is anyone collecting on their behalf? Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Jill Mataji and Gary Ramos family. Hari-bo! So we'll keep the bag for Jill Mataji at the temple. Manishi Dev and family. Hari-bo! Ganapati Govind Prabhu, Radhapriti Mataji and family. Hari-bo! She has already collected. Okay. Jill Mataji, Gary Ramos family.
So she will pick up the prasadam and then next.
Manishi and their family. She already has a bag in her hand. Hari-bo! Ganapati Govind Prabhu, Radhapriti Mataji and family. Hari-bo! Oh! Pyari Mohan Prabhu for Eddie Randazzo. Hari-bo!
She said his bag inside.
Okay. Radhakanta Prabhu, Mahalakshmi Mataji and family. Haribol! And Manish Prabhu, Gunjan Mataji and family, they've sponsored the outfit for the deities and for Prabhupada. Haribol!
Oh, yeah. Prabhu, here.
Manish Prabhu, Gunjan Mataji and family, our deity outfit sponsors. Haribol!
Well, this here is called the flute, and Krishna played it for some time. And now, this is one of Krishna's flutes, but he's given it to Manish Prabhu because he bought him a new outfit.
This flute is called Vyasapuja, Krishna's dear friend and Krishna's constant companion. And the flute is what attracts the gopis. The flute, Krishna calls the cows with different sounds on his flute. So his flute is very special and dear to him. Brahmaji, I can see Gayatri through the flute.
That brings us to the end of the list, Prabhu.
Wait, did this new couple get? Did they get their bag? They sponsored the fee.
They sponsored it.
They sponsored it.
I'll ask
What's their name? Oh, I'll get their bag.
What's your name, Prabhu?
They gave me a check.
Aniket Prabhu and family. Haribol! Aniket Katya? Okay.
Raj, maybe you can get everything.
Yeah, I can't find a thing.
Make an announcement. Anybody wants to do a thing, take it out.
You want to go, Prabhu?
Somebody gave it to me. That's the only use we got out of it so far.
Working out, that's good. It's a nice workout. Yeah. Relishable workout. Announcement.
Oh, really?
Oh, your clothing? Okay. Yeah. Sevanandani Mataji, you're there?
I want to see if we have the next gear shot.
Hare Krishna, Sevanandani Mataji, you're there?
Show me after it's more than 167 calories.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So the Vyasapuja ceremony is over. So we're going to go offline now. So we took a little bit of risk, and all those people got the benefit of being able to do the chamara and the peacock feather. Hope you all watched it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Jai.
He wants to do this once a month. So, Prabhu, you want to announce that? So, okay. So, is everyone still online?
Yes.
Listening?
Yes.
So, whoever is listening, Priyari Prabhu and Jiva Mataji would like to do this once every month.
Very good.
He doesn't know about Jiva Mataji.
We get the same for
Ten people make it.
Haribol! Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.